the Kuali Financial System 3.0. It is a financial system that is designed to fit the needs of higher education. My name is Mike Zackerson. With me today is Dave Lyons. He's going to be our featured presenter. He's a senior Kuali financial consultant here at RSmart. He is also the liaison to the Kuali project for the National Association of College and University Business Officers, or NACUBO. With me also today is Chuck Insicki, who is on the line to answer questions at the end of the presentation. And my name is Mike Zackerson. I'm the Vice President of Marketing and Strategy here at RSmart. Today we are going to provide a high-level introduction to Kuali, both the Kuali Foundation as well as talk about the Kuali financial system. The bulk of today's presentation will be handled by Dave, who is going to provide an in-depth overview of the financial system, the various capabilities and features that are available through the system. And then at the very end, we'll touch quickly on an introduction to RSmart, what we do as an organization, and then also talk about how an organization, a school, a university can get started with the Kuali financial system. At the very end, we should have about 10 or 15 minutes available for questions. And the way we would like to handle the questions is that if you have a question, if you wouldn't mind inputting those questions in the question queue that you see as part of the GoToWebinar interface in front of you, and I will monitor that question queue and tee up those questions for Dave and Chuck at the end of the presentation. There may be a question or two that where it's relevant to ask it in the context of the presentation, so I'll make that judgment as those questions come in. But for the most part, we will reserve those questions until the very end. So with that, let me continue on with the presentation. So today we're going to talk about, we're going to use the term Kuali over and over again. And Kuali can mean a number of things. One is, one important meaning behind the word Kuali is it denotes the Kuali Foundation, which is an organization that provides the infrastructure and the governance to effectively organize the Kuali community and to help the community produce high-quality enterprise software. Kuali is often synonymous with the various systems, the software systems that are being produced by the Kuali community. So sometimes when we talk about Kuali, we're actually referring to the Kuali financial system. The community refers to this as KFS for short. The Kuali financial system, of course, is a comprehensive financial system designed by and for education. And RSmart, we're going to talk a little bit about RSmart at the end of the presentation. We are an organization that was set up to support open software in education. So let me provide a quick overview of Kuali and the Kuali organization. So the Kuali Foundation is an umbrella organization under which multiple projects are organized and are led, and these projects are being led to develop various enterprise systems for higher education. So among the communities that belong to the Kuali Foundation are the Kuali Financial System community, the Kuali COIUS community, which is the Kuali Research Administration system, the Kuali Student project and system, as well as the Kuali Rice community and system, which is really, Kuali Rice is kind of the underlying architecture and the underlying technologies that the other projects utilize in order to build their systems. The Kuali Foundation is a nonprofit organization that has been set up to pursue various responsibilities. So one of the key responsibilities of the foundation is to sustain the individual projects and communities that have developed around the individual systems that are being built. It's also designed and organized to provide ongoing governance for these communities, to provide coordinating activities amongst the partners who are participating together to develop, as members of the various projects, to develop the software. The Kuali Foundation plays an important role in managing and protecting the intellectual property rights associated with these projects. So all of these, the software that is developed as part of these projects is all licensed under an open source license, and the Kuali Foundation owns the copyrights associated with the software, as well as the trademarks and so forth around Kuali. An important activity that the Kuali Foundation organizes each year is conferences for the community to come together and present to one another and to talk about new features and new capabilities within the system. These conferences, there's one coming up in November, and they are held periodically throughout the year. And then another important role that the Foundation plays is to educate and assist members of the community and people outside the community to learn more about Kuali and how it works and how open source development works, and to educate the community about the software and the status of the various projects and those kinds of things. So with that introduction to Kuali and the Kuali Foundation, I'm going to turn the time over to Dave Lyons to introduce the Kuali Financial System and to give us the details about that system.
Well, thank you, Mike, and good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on your time zone. It was back in 2004 when some of us from Nakubo, R-Smart, and Indiana University met to talk about an open source model financial system for higher education to satisfy several objectives. We wanted to streamline operations, but we wanted solutions of, by, and for higher ed. We wanted a system that would fit higher ed and didn't have to be leveraged with healthcare, government, or for-profit industries, and containing things that we didn't necessarily need, but certainly we wanted a higher ed system of, by, and for higher ed. We also wanted to reduce total costs associated with owning and operating a financial system. We wanted to avoid having to put in expensive upgrades that didn't always have features that we really wanted, but we had to sort of keep doing it to keep up. We wanted to eliminate the risk of the software vendor's decision to terminate a product line or to sell it. We were down to very few vendors at that time compared with a decade earlier, and we had less and less bargaining power as we had fewer and fewer vendors. But I think most importantly, we wanted to create a sustainable community where the members of the community would develop and enhance and continue to improve the system by working together and sharing resources and information. And we wanted to gain greater control over the level of innovation that we could provide to our constituents. Now, some of the investing universities are shown here. We have public, private, large, and small. Some are multi-campus. Hawaii has 10 campuses, Indiana 7. There also, the Nakubo was very much a part of the early efforts, and R-Smart is continuing part of the whole open source effort in higher education. Now, there are other universities not shown here, are implementation partners, but these universities have invested resources in developing the system. In return, they have gained knowledge about the system and are more able to do the implementations. Everyone here is committed to implementing